Hello, I am thrilled to welcome you to the Educators of the Deaf learning communities. Educators include all who are engaged with student learning, and that includes you. Thank you for expressing interest and for getting ready to be a part of a group of educators like you. I have tried to create groups based on the over 200 educators who signed up. I will be adding you to a Google Classroom next week, connected to a group that you identified with. Please note, if there is an area that you feel more strongly related to or prefer to join instead, check out the classroom codes after April 9th on the Learning Communities website. Group facilitators will be identified and receive a separate email with an invitation to a Q&A session. These group facilitators will create doodle polls or surveys to help find a common time for your first group meeting. Please understand that all of the following ideas and structures are just meant to be optional tools for your group. Your group will decide what works best for you and what your shared interests are. So what might you expect from your learning community? Monthly meetings with optional platforms of Zoom or Google Meets, depending on the needs of your group. You can discuss optional meeting directions for your group, which might include colleague circles, lesson and unit plans, resource sharing or creation, book or video studies, topics of interest that you want to study or an action research project, or another group idea. These will be described below. Ongoing collaboration. Some options might be the use of a Google Classroom and the class Google Drive, Marco Polo, or social media groups to stay connected in between meetings. I'll send out occasional surveys to continuously improve your experience. And there'll be opportunities to share the resources or your experiences with the whole group, or beyond. How might your group decide to structure its meetings? Here are some ideas. Colleague circles come from the ESET2 convening. It starts with general sharing from the group members of topics of interest and problems of practice, challenges that we might face. Of that, you'll select one person to go in depth about their topic or problem of practice. The group members will ask clarifying questions, and then the group members will reflect and discuss, share their experiences and ideas to address the challenge. And at the end of that, they'll debrief with the whole group and talk about next steps or takeaways from the discussion. Lesson or unit co-planning. Maybe your group will decide to select a lesson or unit to focus on. You'll define group goals, roles, and a timeline for completion of the work. Resource sharing and deliverables. You might establish a topic with goals, roles, and a timeline for a project that you want to work on. This might be a presentation, a resource to share with other professionals, families, or students. You might use the Google Drive to share resources with one another. Or you could plan an event. A book or video study. You might select a topic of interest and then find a book or video that fits that topic. You can set a schedule for reading, identify questions, or discussion guides that you'll be able to help facilitate that discussion. Your group might pick an area of interest to study, or select an action research project. You might select an area to start the work. Review literature or reading in the area of interest. You might try out a strategy or intervention in the classroom and compare the results of using that strategy or intervention and find conclusions within your group. The limits are endless to what your group might decide. These are just a few ideas, and I can't wait to see yours. I am so excited for you all to connect with one another. Let the collaboration and learning begin. Thank you, Anthony Coy-Gonzalez. Feel free to continue sharing this information and sign up with others who might want to join and be a part of a group.